What you guys, got another TV box here. This is the Magicsee Iron Plus Android 6.0 TV box with the Amlogic S912 8-core CPU and the Mali-T820 GPU with 3GB of DDR4 memory. Also has the 32GB of ROM on this version, which is your storage, and Wi-Fi capability and Bluetooth capability, which work pretty well indeed. Let's take a look inside the box. You're going to get your user manual here. This is going to help you set it up if you're not familiar with Android TV boxes. It's easily laid out here in English and also pictures, which makes it much easier to install if you're not familiar with this type of device. But it is pretty straightforward and easy to install, but it's all there in the user manual if you're not familiar with this type of device. Now also you're going to get your HDMI cable, and this saves you having to go out and buy one, and this one's a pretty reasonable length and that does the job just fine. You're also going to get yourself a remote control. Now this is a pretty large remote control, but they are pretty cheap, to be honest with you, and I prefer to use these ones what you see on the left for much more usability and friendly usability. It's much more easier to use. Now also you're going to get your power adapter. In this case this is a UK version. Now if you live in another country it will come with the power adapter for your country, but in this case it's a 3-pin power plug for the UK. Now the actual design of the TV box itself is pretty unique. I do like it, and it has this sort of a shape on the top of it which lights up in neon blue, which has an unfamiliar sort of shape for a TV box, but I do like it a lot. Now also you've got the Magicsee on the front there in the piano black finishing around the outside. Also you can see you've got your SD card or micro SD card slot on the side there, which takes up to 128GB. Two USB 2.0 ports on this side, and they're pretty useful to have. And if you move on to the other side you're going to see all the other ports that you can use here, which is your LAN port, also AV and HDMI port, optical port here for your audio, which takes up to 5.1 audio, and your DC port here, which is to power the device itself. Now if we move around the other side, there's a nice little useful USB 3.0 port on here, which is a nice little touch to add that to the device, and that will give you the extra speed that you might need via a USB. So you've got 3 USB ports on there. Now on the bottom you can see you've got good ventilation here and a wall mounting sort of system. Just in case that you want to mount this to a wall, you can do so with this device. So let's boot it up and see what it looks like. You can see you've got the Magicsee logo on the front there, and this is the actual desktop when you boot it up. It looks pretty clean and nice and easy to use. You've got the clock there on the left, and also you can click on the plus here and you can add on what you like on the front here. It does come pre-installed with some bits and pieces on here. Click on the apps and I'll show you. You can see here we've got Megabox HD, Mobdro, and also Netflix, also Skype, Twitter and Facebook are all pre-installed on here. Let's have a look at some specs of it. So let's have a look at the system here. As you can see, it's the Iron Plus Amlogic CPU here, and you can see the product is the Q201, and 3GB of installed memory, and it gives you all your internal storage space that you've got on this system. The CPU gives you some information about the 8 cores that you have here, which is pretty nice to see. And if we move on to the next little tab here on the display, you'll see it's 1920 by 1080 at 160 dpi, and also you can see that Mali-T820 on here as well, with 3 cores on the GPU. So let's move on down to the next area here, which is the Android. You can see it's Android 6.0, which is the Marshmallow here as well. Not a rooted access on here, so there's no rooted access on this device from factory. And you can see the thermals here running a little bit hot in my opinion. It's 57, 58 and fluctuating Celsius, which is a little bit hot. Let's run some benchmarks here. Now you can see I was a bit confused with the benchmarks. I did run this a couple of times. You can see 36,983 not verified, and it says on the left why it might not be verified. It says someone may have cheated the system timer to try and cheat the scores, but that's the best score I could get on this system. Now also we're going to run Geekbench, so you can see a difference here. I'm just going to run this benchmarks here. Single core 453 and also the multi-core 2432 on this one. And we're just going to move on again to something else so you can see some other stuff. Okay, so you can see some more apps here. Now the Google Play Store was a bit of a letdown. No matter what I tried to install, it wouldn't allow me to install it on this box. And if this is going to be sold in the UK, then they need to fix that, because no one's going to want to go to the mirror place to download and install from there. You can see here it won't allow you to. It says your device isn't compatible with this version, and I got that for pretty much everything that I tried to install on this box, which was a bit of a nightmare, but I managed to get some stuff installed to show you guys what it performs like. So let's go into the apps, and you can see sometimes you've got to run some apps from this location as well, which was a bit of a pain, but what we'll do is we'll go through here, click on the Kodi and open it up. So let's run some tests here on some video files. So I'm going to do the 90 megabits per second, and you can see very smooth, nice video play here, going through Kodi, coming off of a USB flash drive. And I'll just do some more. I'll do the 120 megabytes per second, which is the 4K Ultra HD, and you can see that's pretty smooth as well. And because I was a bit limited to what I could show you, I'm going to show you quite a few more videos here. So we can go into some more here. Let's do the Sony one. People like to see this one for some reason. They say it taxes the TV box a bit better. So we'll have a look at this playing, and then I'll shuffle along a little bit to see if it plays it okay when I skip. So let's skip some video here. You can see it picks up pretty quickly. And there you go, nice vibrant colours and pretty decent. So pretty impressed with that sort of side of it. I'm going to move down here to another one. Now these are all 4K now, what we're playing here. As you can see, pretty steady, no jerkiness, no shuttering or stuttering on the picture, so very, very nice indeed. And I'll play one more. And there you go. Nice vibrant colours as well. Let's get onto some games and then we'll finish the video off. But as you can see, it does play games, but I wasn't going to sit there and try to install a load of games because it was a bit of a nightmare. So what do I think of the TV box? Well, I love the TV box. I think it looks stunning. Also, I think it performed pretty well on gaming and also videos and stuff like that. The only downfall for me would be having to go to the APK mirror sites and download APK files via that method, because it won't let you download them in the Google Play Store. Now for me it was a pain, and I don't mind doing stuff like that, but for the average user that's going to get into Android TV boxes, they might find that a little bit more taxing and frustrating to do, so that may be a deal breaker for those. Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. My name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Bye for now.